Hi, everybody. Welcome to Relax Time
Hello.
Radio.
Hi.
Hi, you're here with LiLi and me, Paul, for the Jazz, Blues, and Soul Show, the Relax Time Radio Sunday show broadcast here on 93.25 FM Radio, Thailand, Chiang Mai. Today we have a very special guest. He's been on the show
Yes.
several times before. I was joking with Ba from Northgate that you and him are like in a competition to see who can get the most appearances
Ooh,
on
yeah.
on Relax Time Radio.
Oh, really?
I know. Just my joke, just my silly joke. But
It's true. I mean, you do good work, so we would like to hear from you. Get updates from both of you.
of course, yeah,
At any time.
we'd love to have you on.
Thank you.
So we'll be playing, as usual, new and not so new jazz, blues, and soul. We have a request, a couple of requests. Is that right, Lily?
Yeah, I mean, one was from me, an old swing song. I thought, we can just dance, light
Okay.
swing. And
Okay,
the
cool.
song from John in Australia to a request from Gare Do Not, this a blues song.
Okay.
And there was another song I thought Billie Holiday. So I just happened to be listening to her music.
Okay, so if you're watching the video on YouTube, we won't be playing the music in this video, but the music will be down there in a playlist in the video description, so you can check out all the music. On the radio, the music is all good in the show. So today we'll be talking with Johny Adhikari. Welcome again, and we'll be talking about
Kindness at this time.
kindness and food and problems caused by
So
Thank you.
I think we can title it like kindness in the time of COVID.
Okay.
I think it's important at this time when a lot of people may be feeling sad and in despair and in need.
Sure.
There are little acts of kindness, little and big acts of kindness from each or anyone, normal people to corporations or whatever. But I hope I'm glad to see so many people who are stepping forward to help, right, Paul? Both of you have actually been involved in food distribution and things like that, right?
Well, me a tiny bit. I can't include myself in Johnny's league. That would be ridiculous. But anyway.
Yeah, well, Johny is the CEO of charity. So maybe because Johny, you focus more. I mean, I know you've done food distribution at Simon, which is on Thar Pair, and other places. Maybe you want to elaborate on that. Who you're helping?
Yeah. Like the first, like we saw this pandemic, this crisis is being, it brought out, and it's affecting, all the workers, not the only worker, it's the whole economy, country, the whole world. So, but like people like the people who are working as a daily worker, they had a lot of hard time, to surviving even before that pandemic happened, right?
Right.
They have to take care of their kids and children and family. So they had already hard time. And when these things like suddenly came, and then it's even make them harder, and there's no solution. It came like immediately, and there's nothing, nobody prepared. So yeah, then we talked to the Northgate Jazz Bar and Mr. Paul, and like we started there at the gate a couple of days. Then I also trying to collect some dry food. This people who are also a lot of people in like the working in agriculture. Like there's a lot of issues. So the section, like the section leader, like the chairman, because of after the government announcing daily report, and the health minister announcing that it's getting more serious, and the serious effect to the people, that those who doesn't have any saving and who doesn't have a job, and these people are starving. And then I tried to collect the food, rations and oil, salt, whatever things like the basic needs. So first I deliver on the 39th of March, and in a dark province, in a Popa area. So the few kids came out and told me, like, they say they haven't had a meal from the morning. I was right there like at 7 o'clock. It's beat to your heart inside that these children are not having a food since the morning, and like the children cannot lie because they're hungry, and right, and like the first we arrive and we give the food, and the kids came and told us, and like then we checked like a few family having a very big hard time, struggling with the food. So we we got some friend donating us, and we able to contribute this rice and food to them. And then like there's also a lot of people, like there, like last research we found that like 1,800 family are like struggling in there. And even in Chiang Mai, like we started doing on the, how do you call, the community kitchen. So we talked to the Paul and then Northgate, and so he was the one first who helped us to give us some fun. And then we tried to cook like 100 people per day. Then it's not enough, so people the long queue, and so it's kind of like a very difficult to say sorry, we run out of food. So next day we prepare more, so 300 to 700 food that we cook every day. And then our chef are like feel sick, like it's very hot during that time, like 40-41 degrees, and very hot. And then we also have a list of the people, like we know, like when you're cooking and delivering food to the people, so we got all the list. So we take the list, we take their name, what kind of sort of problem they have, so we've got all the list on the books. So then now what we're doing is, after our chef is not really well, then we thought like, okay, we still doing the same thing, but we providing like like rice, uncooked rice, and all these vegetable oils, and so we're delivering to each family, so then they don't have to come to a long line and waited for long. And again, we also went to some of they call like elephants camps. There are like many elephants camps, so they mostly hire the hill tribe people. So the hill tribe people also get stuck. They pay their social insurance, but they don't get any benefit from the government, and they having a very hard time. So they used to get like 4,000 baht per month, and then suddenly they're getting cut half. So it's very hard to survive. And each family they got 2 to 3 children, so you got only 1,500 baht from your husband. So the women, they don't have any job, so that make them very hard to survive. And then we also did like 3 or 4 times, and we are also going tomorrow once again. Yeah, so it's a lot of things to tell, but
yeah,
maybe you can ask me some question, I guess.
Yeah. Paul, do you have anything?
Well, I was just going to ask, where are you going tomorrow exactly?
Oh yeah, we're going to the Matang. So there's
Matang.
a big elephant camp. Like
Yeah.
there's 70 elephants. It's a big camp, and then there's like 300 workers who work there. And after, like, when there's no tourism going there, using their service, so this affect to the company, they affect to the elephant, and affect to the people who are taking care of the elephant. But the elephant still need the food, and the people who taking care of the elephant, they still need the food. So it's a very hard time for the company as well. And like we thought that is kind of very necessary, and they needed urgent help,
Right.
and they couldn't go outside.
Yeah.
So are people like elephant camp in Matang, are they the ones who reach out to you, or you hear from someone who people pass you the news or information, this place needs help?
Yeah, we got a very strong underground, people, they know me from the Facebook, from the phone number, because we also helping the migrant worker and long neck, all these people. So we had all the community, in a temple, we try to bring together. So they passed all the information. So they know somebody and they pass the news like, here's like a 30 family who desperately needing food. And the mostly like the affected is like the people we saw, like men still sometimes they still can able to find the food, but the women and children has a very hard time because even in a job, like 3 days ago we donate there's like a 50 worker from the Nimsi saying the transportation company. There are 500 people who lost their job and they couldn't get any benefit from the company. And then, we cannot donate 500 people at the same time. So it's very hard for us to provide all the food. So we say, like, I understand everybody had a difficult, but the men still, they're still driving, all the, labor. So they're still working, but they got like half salary, they still can survive. But those who doesn't have a husband or who got divorced and who got a children, they have to take care. So we check that list. So we found like a 50 family, they don't have any income, they don't have any food. So we went to some of the foundation, and we able to deliver the food, and some of them are like a really thanking us, and like that's kind of things like we also doing right now. So the first priority we trying to help, it's like it's like they're like helpless, like they don't have any hope, they don't have any income, they don't have any money. So we first priority is that people, and then second other family.
That's interesting. So sorry. That's interesting.
I was just thinking of the. Okay,
go ahead, LiLi.
Start again. Paul, go. No, I was just thinking, at the temples, there's no questions asked. You have people who can just come up, and I'm sure people are grateful. But where is this the donation? So you said you had a cook, but where did the funds, donations come from? For like rice, oil, and all that.
Right. So like from the North Gate, we received 10,000 baht at the beginning. So since then, like we had friends, so we tried to request like like not like a pushing, but just say there are people who need a food. So so if you want to share something like oils or rice or even the money, some people they just oh, it's my birthday today, so whatever costs for one day, I want to donate everything. Oh, that's perfect. So so instead of you celebrating your birthday at the restaurants of whatever things but this birthday is more meaningful than any birthday they celebrate before. So this kind of things like we try to do. And then also the expat community in Chiang Mai, and I know some of the friends here, so they also like come and watch what we're doing it, and they also start to buying rice and oils and things like that. And also like some Thai people also like it's all together, so there's no borders to like help people. So basically everybody, we welcome everybody, and we give to the people who really need it. And then the fun is like basically now as we run out, because we have donated over 300 to 400 family just in Chiang Mai. And like the community kitchen, we daily cook 300 to 700 meals every day for 2 weeks. So it costs like per day. When you're cooking like one day, it's about 2,500 to 3,000 baht for only less than 200 people. But when you're cooking like 300 to 400 to 500, it costs you 6,000 to 7,000 baht. So it increases. But as soon as you have enough donations and enough food, people who buy it, so we just cook it and deliver the food to the people. And I also want to really thank you for Northgate, Jespa, who first give us that donation is very helpful, because we're thinking for so long, and like it's like you needed something to kickstart it, like you needed something to motivate the other people, like what, we're doing something here, so you can join it. So that's how suddenly come up, and it's bring more people, and people they just buying rice, whatever they buying, they just putting in a temple. So that rice and oil, so we separate each bag and delivering the people who we have a list of in that community, and also like, you know, different part of like Mathang and Marion area. So we got all the list. Like yesterday, I got a phone call from one of the Shan worker woman. She says she doesn't have even a milk to give to her baby, like milk, like, you know, like she doesn't have money to buy to feed her baby. So, you know, so we also you know, we give it to her. Yep.
So if there are people listening that would like to help, how can they help? Do you have how's the best way for people to help? Send money or volunteer, or what would you suggest?
Well, you know, we welcome everyone, and it's easier and to meet. You know, we can make an appointment. We can meet at the temple, West Simon Temple. So this is always open for us. Right. So that if anyone coming, so the monk just give us a call, so we can meet also there. If I'm not around the city, but you know, but I mean, if I'm around the city, so I can just go and meet. Otherwise, you can also call me, and we can meet up. You know, places like, you know, or if you want to buy things, and you can just deliver at the temple. So we're providing, because we have all the name list.
Right. I was going to suggest that, because it's nice that, you know, if people are in Chiang Mai and they would like to help, then they can go and see for themselves and meet you in the real situation. So actually, I guess to help with that, we just in case anybody doesn't already know, we can share your Facebook page, and we can share the Wat Samun temple location. So we have some show notes. We put them in our post and in the video description down there. So we'll do that to help as well.
Thank you.
Okay. One more question. I was just curious. So you're trying to help so many different groups of people. So you're helping people. For example, I know you have a charity, and you've been working for years with schools along the border, refugee children, and this kind of thing. And you also go out into other rural areas, as I've mentioned, elephant camps, and you're working in the city. Do you see a big difference? Like, I remember talking to you, maybe, I forget, time is difficult to count nowadays, but maybe it was a month ago, we were talking about how it was difficult. A month ago, you were telling me it was difficult to even travel to some parts of Thailand right now because of restrictions. Yeah. Is it becoming easier, or is it the similar situation?
Well, in that situation, you know, the government still extend like another 1 month. So from one district to another district, you're gonna travel, and now that some of the transportations are open, so the buses and these migrant workers working in Thailand and who want to leave the country, who lost their job, and the company cannot, you know, keep them because they don't have a job they cannot pay, so they want to go back. So these people still having a struggling because the government not allow the Burmese or the migrant worker to travel by the bus. So you need to get a special permission from the embassy or the consular, then you can travel to the border. But also they had a limit of people, you know, going there, because I think if the border open like as usual, like before, then everybody gonna stuck there. And then I can completely understand, because the authority there who handling it on the border, they gotta be very stressful time, because we already seen the past. But again, a lot of people, you know, they cannot travel by the, you know, like buses. They cannot. Now it's a little bit, you know, relaxed, but still like difficult for the people, like the refugee, what you're saying, like we also providing the people, refugees and the migrant for this contribution, like rice and all the other things. And there's such a marks, like, thank you, Paul, for you're also donated, because this is very helpful, because a lot of places, like we went there, because they don't care, they don't know about this, but and like they care about more rice, you know, like we don't care the corona maybe not gonna kill us, but now the food is, the hunger is killing us. It's like a very, you know, true, because they don't have any job. So yeah, for the transportation is getting a little bit, you know, it's still hard, but it's a little bit better compared
you know, when you go with all these bags of food, that does anybody try to, you know, I mean, does it make it easier that you're trying to help a group of people? Does it make it
Well,
easier to cross the borders and things? I mean, not
well,
the
when
borders, the inter-provinces. Yeah.
when I first traveled, at that time was really, really strict, and people really needed food. So, this is like a very funny thing. We tried to avoid the checkpoint, so we went to the jungle, but in the end, we met all the checkpoint, the big checkpoint. So then they tested us and all the document we have to fill up, and then they give you the form that if you're going to the um, cities or the Muban, or then you need to get the Puyaban, which is like a section leader, the headmans, he have to sign it, and the health, healthcare, some of the healthcare officers have to sign it. So we have to get that paper. So, we worried that we couldn't, because that time is really strict, but then the people are like, hunger, and like, because we also running a school, and there we have 25 refugees who came to stay at the school because they have no place to stay and they have no food to eat. And there's one woman with the pregnant woman who came, and next few days she gave birth and she doesn't have a place to stay. So like there were like almost 30 people at the school to keep them, and actually you cannot keep it, but if you don't keep it, they're gonna stay in the street and then they're gonna go back to their country. So we had a very hard time, and I would say, okay, but still like social distance. And if you have one family stay in a one building, if your second family still staying in a different family, but still in the same compound. So yeah, that time was very hard, and we need to get a medical test. We need to fill out all the form, and we went there. We got all the food, but every single village they completely locked down. It's not like Chiang Mai. Chiang Mai during the day you can go anywhere, but in a Tak, in a Masot, in the Popra area, they completely locked down. So you cannot go. If you're going, you must face the checkpoint, out of your village. And like all these, the agriculture and refugees, so they're living with like community, like, so they put all the bamboo branches and they locked it, and then the part of the headmans, and they watch you around, and there are no new people coming in or you're going outside, so they watch you all the time. So, but you say we're gonna deliver the food, so we got the special permission and we can able to deliver. And then we saw that the picture of the women's and children's like who really needing a food. So yeah, we feel grateful, but it's hard time for everybody, and especially those people like refugees and a migrant worker. They having a very, very, very hard time, because it's like the minimum wages they're getting is like normally 325, but they're getting only 130, 140. And imagine 140 baht for one family is not enough. And now they don't have a job and they don't have any saving. So this kind of people are like really struggling.
In Chiang Mai now, like I went around one day with Paul from Northgate to visit some of the community kitchens, and so now those community kitchens in Chiang Mai, they're getting help from some foundations, some quite big foundations like Kadok Ngao, but obviously that they're not able to help everywhere. And so in the rural areas, I mean, apart from you, is anybody helping? Are there any foundations, other people that you're aware of helping?
Yeah, last trip that I went with I went to the because we run out of the money, so we don't have any donation left and we don't have any food to give it. But people calling me every day, like as such a Nimsi Sen. So, they call me and like, we have this problem, and we lost like 2 months. We don't have any job and no income, and our saving money, the little money is finished. After 1 month, 2 months, it's all gone. So then I talked to the it's a HRDF, and then they also talked to it's called Rak Thai Foundation, and also Pepsi, PepsiCo, like Pepsi Foundation. So they brought us like 50 family for 50 families. So they also deliver some places, but I cannot request for 500 people because they may have a limit. So yeah, like and I also know like Kachok Ngao, like Mirror Foundation is also, they also doing a lot of things. They also deliver some, you know, like for the kids, books and pens and some more like computer, printer. Last time at our school as well in Mehldau.
Right. Lily, do you have any questions? I have
Yeah,
another one for
thinking
later.
about- Okay, I mean, you mentioned Mehldau, so I was just thinking kids, the students that you help in normal times anyway. How are they? So you're saying that other refugees are now staying in the school, and are those children also still there, or they have their own homes to go to?
Well, it's like this because we only take those who doesn't have a parents, who have a parents. So because of the government rules, so you cannot teach, you cannot keep them at the school. So you have to send them back to their family. So that was the rules. And but you know, the kid who doesn't have a family, so you have to keep as your child. So and but then when the people struggle, like they don't have a place to live, and when they have a kid, like in the 25, there's a one big family, 25 people, like 13 people, 13 are only kids. So it's like that's a big family. So they don't have a place, and you know, after they don't have a job, so they go, you know, the landlord wanting them to stay there any longer, so they have to move. Then they come to the school, and like, and you cannot tell them to go away because they have no place to live, and we have to accept them, and they don't have a money, so you have to provide the food as well. So you know, whatever things in the school, so we providing them, and then we also have take all the nameless people who have, I mean, they, as I say, like before, like it's 1,800 to 2,000 family. They desperately still need food, but we cannot provide. We provided last time around 800 family, you know, within a 3 times. So you know, like, so it's enough for like a couple of weeks for some family for like maybe weeks. So it depends on like numbers of, you know, in a family. Yeah, especially the children having a hard time because you know, like then in a city it's like in Chiang Mai, compared to Chiang Mai is much easier because you have a lot of kindness people can just wait on the line, so you get a food. So it's still, you know, and now like the bang pan, like the 2 bang pan, which is like the box with the donation box, like, so you can collect now, you know, so which is very helpful, but in there is nothing, right? So it's have a very, very difficult time for them.
Okay, we got about 10 minutes left in this session because I only have the free Zoom.
Yeah.
So,
right,
but I think that's good enough anyway. So I think if we like wrap it up in 10 minutes, we'll be fine. I actually have one question about. So you were talking earlier about the elephant camps, and I know that international tourism is not expected to come back very quickly. So probably we're looking at quite a long time before international tourists can come back. But people are expecting that maybe the domestic tourism will pick up. So I wonder if you think that it's possible to maybe a campaign could be started that Thai tourists could go. And I don't know if they do already anyway, but maybe Thai tourists could be persuaded to go and visit elephant camps, and maybe that would help. This kind of thing. I'll have to talk to Bar about this. It might be. Yeah.
I think it's very, you know, important because, you know, elephant eat a lot of food. Because this is like, this pandemic is just, you know, destroying everyone's life, you know, and this like, I mean, like until the, you know, the corona finish and the, you know, when the international, you know, tourism are coming. So that time, the people who working there, they have a very hard time because like I interview some of the people because, you know, because I'm also like researching, and like I asked one family, and then it was very sad because he say he's from the Karani, and then he came to work in Thailand for several years and with his family, and his wife has lost his job when the tourists there. So she was selling, you know, souvenirs and sort of things. So they both have an income. So now she doesn't have any income, and he have only like a half of his salary. So that doesn't enough money to buy food. So then I say like, how do you feel here? And I say, it's very difficult. But do you think you want to go back? You know, what do you think if you go back, it's much better there? They say, if I go back there, I don't have a land, I don't have a house, and I don't know what to do. But my boss is still giving us the place to live. So I'm still happy, you know, but if my boss is kicking out, then we don't have any option.
Yeah.
So it kind of like what you're saying before, like, you know, like at least like Thai tourism, when they, you know, coming in and visiting, so the people have some job. So these people also having a quite stress, not only the owner, but also the people who work there, right? So they also can feel the owner, you know, they're having a hard time. And yeah, I think it's just a good idea.
Okay.
Okay, we'll have to wrap.
Yeah, perhaps we're going to wrap it up. Thank you so much, Johny, for coming on and talking to us. I'll post some I'll post some links so that people can learn more about what you're doing under the video and in a Facebook page. And hope
if there's if there's something specific that you think that the people you're helping may need, like you said, maybe rice or oil, you know, maybe you have a list, you know, because other than just food, is there something else, you know, that they may need that you want to do? Give us a list that maybe we could include or share on our Facebook page.
Sure. I have a list, which is I, you know, already, you know, research and, you know, asking a lot of questions from the people. So yeah, basically they say, we only needed rice. It's the first priority. Salt, the, you know, vegetable, it's, if you have, it's okay. And oil, salt, and you know, like garlic, onion, because some people, they cannot come from the mountain because they don't have a motorbike. And there's some of, you know, last couple of months, they're completely, the transportation being cut down and everything is being shut down, and they had a very hard time. And of course, the kids, they need a milk, and a woman, they need the little woman stuff, you know, like, I really understand that. So, you know, so this kind of things, you know, like it's a lot of things, but the first priority is the rice.
Okay.
You know,
Thank
that
you.
they needed that.
Yeah, we'll note that down, I think.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Johny, for joining us.
Yeah,
thank you so much, Paul. And thank you so much, LiLi, for inviting me once again. I really appreciate. And I want to thank you from here to every single person who contribute, who help us, and a volunteer, and helping to promote, you know, this is such a good thing, all the humanitarian things. And I want to thank you from here to every single person. And I thank you to Northgate, you know, the Just by Paul. And thank you so much, LiLi, once again. And yeah, and we keep in touch, and I give you some update. And I can also leave you my phone number as well. So if anybody interested to help, you know, so you can just give us a call so we can meet up, you know, anywhere. And we can also get a shopping together, you know, buy, and we can go and, you know, donate together. All right. In case anybody didn't know, Johny Adhikari, one of Chiang Mai's greatest, and a man of so much energy. He's always ready to drive across countries, countries delivering rice. And, yeah, wonderful to see you and your smile, Johny. Thanks so much. So from all of us, that's the show. Thank you so much for listening to Relax Time Radio. Thanks for watching this video. As I said, we'll post some links on what Johnny's been just talking about, links how you can find him and find Wat Sai Moon, things you might be able to donate. We also post the music down there as well. And this has been Relax Time Radio on Radio Thailand Chiang Mai. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Wait, I'm going to take a picture.